Hey everybody, I hope you all had a great Thanksgiving. I did. And today I wanted to make something to eat. I'm going to make a tomato salad with chimichurri sauce. I'm going to use that as my dressing. So I've already gotten started for the sake of no editing ability. So let's go ahead and get going. And I'll tell you all about my Thanksgiving. So what I've already done is zested and juiced 5 key limes. So I have the zest here from my salad to go with my tomatoes, and I have the juice here for the chimichurri sauce. So I'm going to set that aside, and right now we're going to get the tomatoes for our salad going. So for Thanksgiving, I spent it with a childhood friend, a friend I've known since I was around 10 or 11 years old. She came into town and invited me over. And I haven't seen her family for years, so it was great to see her and see her family. And she let them know that I had changed my diet and that I eat vegan now. So I said I would bring a couple dishes for them to try. And I brought vegan ground beef and some hummus. Both went over very, very well. They really, really enjoyed the ground beef. Her brother gave it an A. Her mother said she could not believe that it was mostly walnuts, that it tasted so good. And my friend, the funny thing about that is when she came over to get me, I was almost finished cooking and I gave her a taste of the ground beef, of the vegan ground beef. And while at dinner, when her sister took a taste of it, she said the exact same thing that my friend said, which was it tasted really good and she thinks it would be great in tacos. So they both thought that the vegan ground beef was like good enough for taco meat. So I let them know that you could use garbanzo beans to make a flour tortilla. And Brazilian walnuts can be used to make cheese. So I let them know that if they really wanted it, there is a vegan taco that they could make. And the hummus, they also enjoyed that. And her father was asking questions about what I eat when it comes to bread, and they were asking about milk and all these different things. So they were very curious and interested in adopting some things into their own lives. When I mentioned, when her mother asked me if I drank almond milk, I said no because it contains cyanide. And her father looked at her mom and shook his finger and said, "You got to stop drinking almond milk." So they're ready to adopt some changes into their own lives. And my friend, she has stopped drinking Coca-Cola. She said she had a relapse, but I said, that's okay. The point is you've decided you're going to make changes to make yourself healthier, and that's what really matters. So there's our tomatoes. So now to our tomatoes, the next step will be our onion, because we're going to use this in our salad. We're actually going to use this in just about everything. In our salad, we're going to use it in the chimichurri sauce. And we're also going to use it as a final topping because for my kale, I wanted to at least show you that being vegan doesn't mean you just eat raw food and you don't eat any cooked food. But for the sake of my lack of editing ability, I don't do videos of me cooking because they would take much longer. But I did cook some kale, and I heated up. I have some leftover vegan ground beef heating up on the stove. So once our salad is done, I'm going to show you what my complete meal is going to be. So I add some onion in there with the tomato. And this onion, I'm going to cut it, and it's going to go in our blender for our chimichurri sauce. Okay? So let's get you a good view. Here's our blender. And there are my babies in the background. You see Penny and Max laying on the floor. So let's get going. We have our onion in there. Next, we're going to grab our cilantro. And I like to put napkin in the bag to absorb the moisture so that they don't wilt, so it doesn't wilt. And it's all about the cilantro for me. So I use a lot. And I'm also making enough, not just for the salad, but so I can use it for other things. I also use it as a dip. I will cut slices of tomato, slices of cucumber, and use it as a dip. Also spelt crackers. Sometimes I take a spelt cracker and I'll put some of the vegan ground beef on the spelt cracker with a dab of the chimichurri sauce on top. And that's really yummy. It adds a nice kick because of the key lime juice that's involved. So here's our parsley. This is some Italian parsley. Oh, you know what I forgot to do? Add my seasoning in between. I'm going to add some sea salt, some natural sea salt. Not too much, just a little bit. And just because it's my type of style, I'm going to put in a little bit of onion powder. And put the rest of our parsley in there. Now we're going to add the key lime juice. Now when we start to mix this, it's going to stop. It's going to get stuck and it's going to get stiff. So we're going to use our little plunger thing to push everything down. And once we have everything pushed down, then we're going to add our olive oil. And then it'll start blending up again real well. So let's go ahead. Volume check. You ready? Let's do this. right, I think we're in business. Let me take a look. That's looking nice. I'm going to push everything down on the sides. I'm going to turn it on one more time. And while it's blending one more time, I'm going to add these onions to my kale that's on the stove. Okay? So I'll be right back. Volume check. All right. We are ready to go. So, we have our sauce ready. Get my bowl. Let's make this pretty. Now, right on top of that, I'm going to add some of the chimichurri sauce. As I said, I'm going to reserve a good portion of it for other things, for a dip, for a topping. So right here we have our key lime zest, red onions, tomatoes, and our chimichurri sauce, made with cilantro, parsley, red onion, a little onion powder, and key lime juice. So there we have it. So there's the salad. There's the tomato salad with chimichurri sauce as a salad dressing. Now I'm going to go and plate the rest of my meal so that I can give you a complete view of what I'm having. So here we are. Let me see if I can give you a good view. This is my full meal. Now what we have here is some kale. I cooked it in a cast iron skillet. Put in a little bit of grapeseed oil first, then the kale, and then I seasoned it with onion powder, sea salt, and a little bit of cayenne. At the end, when it was done, I added in the onion so the onion would still have some bite to them. And this is my vegan ground beef leftovers from Thanksgiving. And when I do have the editing skills, I will make it on video for you because this does take a long time to make. But just to let you know what's in it, it's mostly walnuts. There's also black olives, garbanzo beans. I use a mixture of kale, green peppers, and tomatoes. That's all mixed in there. And I cook it for a while. Halfway through, I chop up some more bell peppers and put those in there, and then when it's near done, I add in the red onions so it still has some texture and some bite to it. So this is a view of my complete meal. This is lunch. Okay? Tomato salad, chimichurri sauce, vegan ground beef with kale and onions. I hope you give it a try, and even more, I hope you enjoy it. Okay? So everybody, be well. Okay? Bye.